Good evening to all of you. Normally, we might have heard some books, some essays, and even parenting books, right? So, what do these parenting books mainly teach us? They teach us about parenting, right? Now, parenting is not a very new subject. Did you know that? Yes, parenting is an age old art. It involves a parent raising a child and seeing that child grow like a tender flower and then blooming. Don't the parents feel happy? It is an art of making yourself happy by selfless sacrifice to some other person. It's not that you are fulfilling yourself and making yourself happy. There is one such great poet named Kahliel Gibran, and he was a Lebanese American author. And his view of parenting is a little different from that of the contemporary people. But what we see in his poem, in this wonderful poem called Our Children, he is giving an advice to the parents. What is the advice that he is giving to the parents? Let us see in the poem. And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you." Very weird, right? Woman once said, "This is my baby. Speak to us of children." So the woman was one day very selfishly saying that this is my child. Let us come and speak about this child. And the man said, "Your children are not your children." So he's trying to educate her, saying that he or she is not your child. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself, which means life has some purpose. They are the sons and daughters of that life, the infinite life, infinite game. They come through you, but not from you. You're just an instrument that gives them birth to lead a life. But they do not come from you. You have not created them. You are just an instrument that has made them. And though they are with you, yet they do not belong to you. That's really true, yes. Parents might have inherited some characteristics from children. It can be physical, some behavioral. But is there not something as individuality in those children? So they do not belong to the parents. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. Yes, every child has his own purpose, his own thought, his own way of defining life. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that's stable. Till now, the poet is trying to educate the parents, saying that yes, the child is not yours. You are an instrument for their birth, but they do not belong to you. You may give them love, but not your thoughts, for they may have their own thoughts. It is, you may be the house of their bodies, but not of their souls, which means you may give birth to a child, that is, the body of the child rests in your womb, but not his soul. For their souls dwell in tomorrow, which you cannot visit even in your dreams. Yes, a parent may not know what his or her child is going to be in future. Even in their dreams, it is impossible to guess. So what else is in parents' control? The poet said that that is not in your control, this is not in your control. Means child is only not in the parents' control. It's not like that. But there's one thing that they can do. They are the bows in the archer's hand. Who does the archer signify here? Archer is the Almighty God. So Kahliel Gabrin is saying, this Almighty God is your archer, my dear parents. You are a bow in his hand. And a bow has a thread, right? That string. What does that string do? It helps in the pulling of the arrow and leaving it, right? It is what? Conservation of linear momentum, right? You are pulling the bow, you are pulling the string. That energy in the string is transferred to the bow, and when you leave the string, the bow travels with the kinetic energy. Potential energy of the string gets converted to kinetic energy of the arrow. A little physics, right? Yes. So the more the archer pulls you, and the more you allow him to pull you, the arrows are sent far. But if you are very stubborn and you pull the arrow very little, you are not ready to bend with the force that he gives you. You cannot make your children go far, which means unless a parent is ready to bend, ready to take up the challenges, and make sure that their child is successful, then only such parents are worthwhile, is what he's saying. Yes? If a parent is not ready to bend for his or her child's sake, will her or his child be successful? We have seen this numerous examples, like the Vice President of USA, former Vice President Kamala Harris, and many more such saintly people. They come up because of their parents. Their parents have bent like a bow as much as they could. Even they were ready to give up their life in the bending process, and that is why the children became very successful and very happy. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. The God here is not just loving the pulling of the arrow, he also loves the bow. His intention is the bow should reach as much as far as possible. He is giving you the force. You're not bending on your own. But be ready to take that bend. Be ready for the force that is supplied, and then only you can make your bows go far. So, overall, the summary of this poem is trying to say that parents must not be too possessive or demanding. And secondly, they can only be an instrument for their children's growth, but they cannot control their children. And lastly, if a person wants to be a parent, remember that you always need to bend throughout your life. Whether it's compromising or uncompromising, whether you like it or you don't like it, at least for your child's sake, who does not belong to you much, selflessly, you need to bend for his sake. So, this wonderful poem was also translated in Kannada by a great author named Dr. Prabhu Shankara. He says, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲ, ಜೀವದ ಸ್ವಪ್ರೇಮದ ಪುತ್ರ ಪುತ್ರಿಯರು ಅವು, ಅವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೂಲಕ ಬಂದಿವೆಯೇ ಹೊರತು ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಅವು ಇರುವುದಾದರೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀಡಬಹುದು, ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕವಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲ, ಜೀವದ ಸ್ವಪ್ರೇಮದ ಪುತ್ರ ಪುತ್ರಿಯರು ಅವು. ಅಂದರೆ ಜೀವ ಎನ್ನುವುದೇನಿದೆ ಅವುಗಳ ಪುತ್ರ ಪುತ್ರಿಯರು ವಿನಃ ನಾವು ಏನು ಶರೀರವನ್ನು ಧರಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯ ಪುತ್ರ ಪುತ್ರಿಯರಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಅವು ಇರುವುದಾದರೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದು, ನಿಜನೇ ಇದು. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಬಯೋಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಜೀವಕೋಶದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಸೇರಿರಬಹುದು, ಆದರೆ ಅವರು ಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮಂದಿರ ವಸ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀಡಬಹುದು, ಆದರೆ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿ, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ಈ ಥರ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು, ಆದರೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನೇ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವರದೇ ಸ್ವಂತ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳುಂಟು. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್, ಒಂದು ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯ ನಂತರ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮಂದರ ಬದುಕೇ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ. ಅವರ ದೇಹಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಾಗಿರಬಹುದೇ ಹೊರತು ಆತ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಗಳು ನಾಳೆಯ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸುತ್ತವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಹೋಗಲಾರಿರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಂತಿರಲು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮಂತೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸಿದಿರಿ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಜೀವ ಹಿಮ್ಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಹರಿಯುವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನೆಯ ಜೊತೆ ತಂಗುವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕವಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಗಳು, ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಆತ್ಮಗಳು ನಾಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸಿರುತ್ತವೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕನಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇರಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸಿದಿರಿ, ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಜೀವ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಮುನ್ಮುಖವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಮುಂದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸಮಾಜದ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳು ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳಿತ್ತು, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಭೂತಕಾಲ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ನಂಟಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಜೀವಂತ ಬಾಣಗಳಂತೆ ಚಿಮ್ಮಲು ಇರುವ ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಳು ನೀವು. ಅನಂತದ ಪಥದ ಮೇಲೆ ತನ್ನ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರ ಗಮನಿಸುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ದೇವರು. ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಲ್ಲಿನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಾಗಿಸುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಬಾಣಗಳು ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಬಹುದೂರ ಹೋಗುವಂತೆ ಆ ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಗುವಿಕೆ ಸಂತಸಮಯವಾಗಿರಲಿ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಹಾರುವ ಅಂಬನ್ನು ಅವನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸಿದಂತೆಯೇ ದೃಢವಾದ ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಆತ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ ಬಾಣಗಳೇನಿವೆ, ಇವು ಬಾಣಗಳು ದೂರ ಹೋಗಬೇಕೆಂದರೆ ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಗ್ಗಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಬಿಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅದು ಬಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಬಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ತಲುಪುವಂತಹ ಶಕ್ತಿಯೇ ಆ ಬಾಣವನ್ನು ದೂರ ಹೋಗಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪೋಷಕನಾಗಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಬಹುಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಗುಣ ಬೇಕೆಂದರೆ ಅದು ಬಗ್ಗುವ ಗುಣ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಎಂತಹ ಕಷ್ಟವಿದ್ದರೂ ಸಹ, ಎಷ್ಟೇ ತನ್ನ ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಧಕ್ಕೆಯಾದರೂ ಕೂಡ ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಜೀವ ನಡೆಸಲಿ ಎಂದು ಹಾರೈಸಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವಷ್ಟು ಬಗ್ಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೋಷಕನಾಗಿರಬಾರದು. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಪೋಷಿಸುವುದು ಒಂದು ಕಲೆ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ದಕ್ಕುವಂಥ ಕಲೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪರಿಣಿತಿ ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು. ಪೋಷಿಸಿದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಪೋಷಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮುಂದೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾಳೆ ಬೈಬಾರ್ದು, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಪೋಷಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಪೋಷಕತ್ವ ಒಂದು ಕಲೆ, ಅದು ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಕೆಲಸವಲ್ಲ ಎಂಬುದು ಈ ಪದ್ಯದ ಸಾರಾಂಶ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.